I have a feeling they're going to put Rollins over Punk because that's going to be the big test, bro.
You think so?
We're good. Wow. That's the big test. We're going to put Rollins over him and see how he reacts. So, man, I can't see him not winning that Rumble after he said he was going to win it.
Let's talk about CM Punk and Seth Rollins. It looks like their match at WrestleMania is pretty much a lock. It looks like they're setting up for it. They wouldn't be doing the face-offs and all that for nothing. So it definitely seems like CM Punk versus Seth Rollins is WrestleMania 40 in Philly. Now, the path to get there could be a few options. Of course, the fail-safe option, the predictable option we can say is that we can assume is CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble, sets up for Seth Rollins. He probably teases that he's going to go for Roman Reigns, maybe appears on an episode of SmackDown right after the Rumble or something like that, and then comes out on Raw. Then he maybe GTS's Seth Rollins, and there you go. He chooses it. So that's the normal. I'll put my finisher on the champion to make him know that it's official, as Adam Pearce would say. But there's other ways though. Now, does CM Punk have to win the Royal Rumble? Can he win the Elimination Chamber in Perth the next month and actually leave the Rumble spot to someone who needs the rub? Vince, what do you think about that?
Bro, I don't think he can, since he said he's going to win it. If he didn't say he was, it's the old Bret Hart
Cody
thing,
said he's
bro.
going to win it too, though.
Yeah, but it's the old Bret Hart thing, bro. Yeah, and maybe and you know, I guess whatever they're gonna do with Cody, he's not gonna have to win the Royal Rumble to get a shot at you know, Roman Reigns. But bro, you cannot have Punk say he's gonna win it and then not win it. And bro, I have a feeling too, like here's why you really can't do that. Because I have a feeling they're going to put Rollins over Punk because that's going to be the big test, bro.
You think so?
We're good. Wow. That's the big test. We're going to put Rollins over him and see how he reacts. So, man, I can't see him not winning that Rumble after he said he was going to win it.
You know, with that consideration of Rollins going over Punk, I can definitely see Punk winning the Royal Rumble. I don't want,
bro. There's another way to go.
All right, let's talk about
it. Just repeat history. They do all that anyway. Cody and Punk hit the floor at the same time. They're co-winners. Cody gets Reigns. CM Punk gets Rollins. I mean, that sounds real simple to me.
Yeah, the only thing is that both times was a little hokey. The 94 Luger Brett, that led to some kind of mini tournament and stuff. It was just kind of hokey. And then in 2000, I believe it was, with Rock and Big Show, that was a bit hokey too. And then with Cena and Batista, just a few years later, I believe that was 05, 06, 05, somewhere around there. I think that was a bit weird too, because that's when Vince McMahon came out and then unfortunately blew both of his quads, and he tries to get up and he sits down in the corner and he starts to delegate, and then he resumes the match, and then Batista ended up being the one to win. So I think that was 05. But you know, man, I just that makes sense. That makes sense to do it that way. I just wish that they would give someone the rub, the Royal Rumble rub, man, like they did with Shinsuke, like they did with Drew. You know, like I just wish that they did something like that, man. Because for me, Cody doesn't need to win. He won it last year. He doesn't need to win it. And CM Punk doesn't need to win it, man. Like he could just cut a promo, and because he's already setting up for Seth. Like, to me, it wastes a Royal Rumble rub if he's saying, "Oh, let me do it the hard way and go in the Royal Rumble." Like, to me, it's just kind of like, why give CM Punk the rub if you're gonna have him go and get Seth anyways? And Seth has animosity against CM Punk. It doesn't need the Rumble to go in between that.
I agree with you 1,000%, bro. I agree 1,000%.
If you were to give the Royal Rumble rub to someone who's like at that upper tier and just needs that little bit of rub to break the
if it's me, if I'm writing this stuff, because everything we're talking about is so freaking predictable.
Yes.
Everything, bro. And I hate predictable, which is a big problem I have with WWE programming, bro. You know everything. There's no need to watch. If it's me writing this, going over in the Royal Rumble is going to be Gunther.
It makes sense.
Without a shadow of a doubt, because nobody's thinking Roman Reigns and Gunther. Nobody, bro. So that's where I'm going.
So the only thing about Gunther is such a good heel, though, man. I don't know how. Now, you mentioned that before, and I was open to hear Gunther as a babyface. Like I'm interested in that because we haven't seen that in any of Gunther's career in WWE. Even when he was in NXT UK, when he was in NXT, he's never been a babyface in the WWE. So it would be interesting to see that, But I think that Gunther, though, I think that you should do Gunther Lesnar at Royal Rumble, at WrestleMania. I think what you should do is you should have Bronson Reed be the person who becomes the number one contender for Perth because he's an Aussie. So he's going to have that hometown, pop. You have Gunther beat Bronson Reed. And so Gunther cuts a promo. And what you do is you have, Gunther say, look, there's nobody backstage. I'm the most dominant person backstage. I've showed every single person. I've run through everybody. There's not one person backstage who can beat me for this Intercontinental Champion. I am the most dominant person. So he keeps putting himself over. And all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar's music hits. Perth goes bananas. Brock Lesnar comes out face to face. Boom, F5. That sets up Brock Lesnar and Gunther. And I would have Gunther beat Brock at WrestleMania just to have that rub, just to have that extra rub for the, I think that would have a really, really big spot for Gunther, beating Brock Lesnar, still becoming Intercontinental Champion. And then you can set up him and Seth or him and somebody for SummerSlam and Gunther win the title there. But then you can also have someone beat Gunther in between then, so that would put that person over, and you can have Gunther chase Seth on his way to SummerSlam. What do you think?
No, that's interesting to me, bro. Anything is interesting to me that's not predictable.
Sure.
It's like, okay, we're going to see Reigns and Cody. We know it. We're going to see Seth. And anything that's not unpredictable where I can say, oh, okay, I didn't see that happening. That's the stuff that I like, bro. Right. So whether the dude wins the Rumble, whether he does a thing like Lesnar with you said, I'm just, bro, just please give me something different, man.
I agree with you 100%, man. That's the reason why I don't want Punk to win. It's just too predictable to me. It just doesn't need. I get what you're saying as far as like he called it. That would diminish his, character. That he's not a person that, is fulfills his promises or a man of his word, like you said with the whole Bret Hart thing. But at the same time, man, I think that I would rather for Punk to win the Elimination Chamber for number one contender's spot.